So now we're going to start to UV unwrap and texture this character. So I'm going to start with the head. I'm going to click on the head, head over to UV, and click automatic. What this is going to do is it's going to do an automatic UV unwrap of the head. Next, I'm going to go to UV editor. So I'm working in dual monitors, so I'll just drag this over to this screen here. And now I'm just going to use my middle mouse button and zoom out there by dragging the middle mouse wheel back. I also want to click this picture thing here, as I don't want that gray background behind when I'm previewing these UVs. So let me shrink this window down a little bit and show you what we're working with. You'll notice if I right click and hold and go over to shell here, that this highlights different parts of the face. So first let's unselect the object. Now you'll be able to easily notice when I go over different parts of his UVs. What UV unwrapping does is it takes our 3D surface and basically maps it to a 2D texture map. So each of these parts of the UV correspond to the different parts on this mesh. Now, before we start assigning a texture map to this, we want to organize this so that it's easier for the texture artist, or if that's going to be us as well, to continue this process. So if we were to texture this right now, as you can see, we have different sides of the head here. We have different parts of the head. We have in here, we have some of the mouth here. So the mouth isn't all together. If we wanted to texture the mouth, we would have to go through and find which parts actually connect to the mouth. So you can see here how I would have to go over all these UVs and wait until I found different parts of the mouth. So here and here, right? It would be so much easier if we just linked them together. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. In addition, you'll notice the spacing between, let's say, these polygons and these polygons may be a little bit different. We want it now, of course, one polygon is bigger than the other, but we also want to make sure our UV texture stays consistent over the entire object. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to jump over here to our hypershade, and I'm going to create a new blend material. I'm going to click on this checker box here, which is going to open up and show us all these different options, and I want to click checker. Now all I want to do is middle mouse button click and drag that texture onto our head object. Go over here and click texture. So this is going to show us what's going on right now. So this is what our problem is when we apply this checker box here, right? Because this, what the checker box is meant to do is to show us the distribution across of a texture across a 3D object. So look at this. We want all of these checker boxes to be roughly the same size, right? Distributed evenly and not stretched out across our head mesh here. But when we look, there are breaks right here in this texture, right? So where all these breaks are, if we were to put in texture images and, you know, make a texture map out of it, there would be clear seams in the current way that we have it. Also, if we go and take a look at this ear, you can't even really tell that that's supposed to be a checker box. At least here, some of the boxes line up, but it still doesn't look very good at all. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to start assembling these UVs in a way. We'll just open back up our UV editor, and we'll select our head again. So yeah, if your UVs seem to disappear, just re-click on the object, and they'll reappear right there. Now just make sure that during this process you don't go back up to UV and click automatic. We don't want to do that. Once we click it once, now we want to organize our UVs, unless we were looking to start over, right? So now I want to just get a quick glimpse here. I actually want to just go to shell, right? So I'll just shrink this down. I want to right click, go to shell, and I just want to mouse over. I want to see where the middle of the head starts. These are the sides of the head, so this is not the middle, that is, I mean, this is the middle right here. So what I'm first going to do to start off this workflow is I'm going to select that shell, and actually we'll start this up in the next tutorial because we're running low on time.